Hello again, Lar from Complete Test Success here, and in this lesson I just want to show you the importance of task achievement and how it can affect your score in IELTS Writing Task 2. In case you're not already aware, I've been an IELTS examiner, I've been an IELTS teacher at the British Council, and I have over a decade of experience helping IELTS students achieve their scores. So let's get started. So first of all, let's take a look at a Task 2 question that I will base this lesson on. And what we have here is, having more international sporting events may promote world peace. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this statement? So that there is a pretty typical IELTS Writing Task 2 question. And the way you would respond to this most easily is to either say, I completely agree, or I completely disagree. And then we will support that opinion with two main ideas. So your answer would look something like this. I completely agree with this statement because, and you would have your first reason, and followed by your second reason. So let's say, for example, you are in your IELTS test and this is your main idea. International sporting events are entertaining. Now, straight away, you're after damaging your task response score because this idea is not relevant. You need to discuss how these international sporting events can promote world peace, not talk about international sporting events in general. So just saying that they're entertaining, that does not lead us towards how they are creating this environment where there is a better relationship between countries. So this, unfortunately, is irrelevant. And let's follow that up with a second main idea. The winners make their countries proud. And once more, this is also irrelevant because it's not referring to how international sporting events may promote world peace. So task response is all about developing your opinion with relevant main ideas. And if you don't do that, it's going to affect your score. Now, the way that your overall Writing Task 2 score is calculated is that you're given one score for task response, one score for coherence and cohesion, one for lexical resource, and one for grammatical range and accuracy. Then the average of these four scores become your overall Writing Task 2 score. Now, let's say, for example, you're aiming for a band 7, and you're able to get a band 7 in coherence and cohesion, lexical resource, and grammatical range and accuracy. So for those bands, you're already at your required level. Now, let's look how these irrelevant ideas have affected your task response score, and then as a result, your overall score. So like I said, you got 7 in the other scores already, but because you have two irrelevant ideas to support your opinion, you end up with a task response score of band 4 and an overall score of band 6. So there you see the importance of task response, and even if you're doing everything else perfectly, just those types of mistakes are enough to stop you getting your IELTS score and potentially missing out on moving to the country of your dreams. So what we'll do is we'll just change this first idea to make it relevant. So instead of saying international sporting events are entertaining, let's make it about the actual question. So we can say, it encourages nations to interact with one another. And then this idea is relevant, and of course later in our answer we will explain how that happens and give an example of how that happens. But for now we're just looking at the main ideas, so let's see how this changes our overall score. Once more, we have 7 in the other 3 areas, and for task response we now get a band 5, and when we average this out we get a 6.5 for the overall score. So already responding more appropriately will get us a higher task response score, and the overall score has come up already. So what happens if we get that second main idea right? So let's change the winners make their countries proud to allows people from all over the world to share a common interest. So now with two relevant main ideas, we have a task response score of 6 and an overall score of 6.5. Okay, so that might have surprised you. You were probably expecting the overall score to go up again, but unfortunately, when we average out those 4 band scores, we still get 6.5. So we're going to have to go a little bit further with our task response to make sure we get our required score. And this is where we will take the ideas and develop them further. So we will explain and exemplify these ideas. Now, before we do that, let me just remind you that I can support you in my free live feedback lessons on Zoom every week. And if you want to sign up for those, you will find the link in the video description. So once more, let's take the first idea and we're going to develop that. So it encourages nations to interact with one another. And the second idea, it allows people from all over the world to share a common interest. So these are the ideas we already looked at, and now we're going to develop them. So for the first one, I will say this. Because politicians usually attend these events, it's an opportunity to discuss and overcome any issues they have. And for the second idea, people are often afraid of those who are different, but attending these events enables them to see their similarities and become closer. So now that we have enough development for each of these ideas, now these are not fully developed. When you're writing your full answer, this would not be long enough for a full essay. However, just in relation to your task response score, this would allow you to get a band 7. And that, of course, brings us to the overall score we were looking for of band 7. So based on that, you can see quite clearly just how important task response is and how important it is to directly address the question that you have been asked. So with that, make sure to like and subscribe, and also let me know in the comments if you think you've ever failed to achieve your IELTS scores because of mistakes like these.